Lieutenant General Ron Burgess retired from the U.S. Army as the 17th Director of the Defense Intelligence Agency and joined Auburn University in 2012 as the Senior Counsel for National Security Programs, Cyber Programs, and Military Affairs. In May of 2018, he assumed the duties as the university's Executive Vice President. As Executive Vice President, Lieutenant General Burgess advises the President on matters related to the overall direction, management, and the effective administrative operations of managed oversight in support of Auburn's mission, strategic plans, core values, and vision. As head of the Defense Intelligence Agency and a former acting Principal Deputy Director of National Intelligence, General Burgess served as a key player with the national security arena, called upon by the President, the Secretary of Defense, the Director of National Intelligence, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and congressional leaders for his opinions, advice, and expertise. His exceptional leadership skills were used to focus the Defense Intelligence Agency on the greatest challenges confronting the United States, including Afghanistan and Pakistan, Iraq, transactional terrorism, and preventing strategic surprises elsewhere around the globe. Lieutenant General Burgess was commissioned in military intelligence through the Auburn University ROTC program in 1974. He also earned a Master's of Science degree in education from the University of Southern California in 1980, and a Master of Military Arts and Science from the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College in 1986. On May 16, 2015, General Burgess was awarded the degree of Doctor of Law from LaGrange College in LaGrange, Georgia. On May 13, 2017, he received an honorary Doctor of Law from Stetson University College of Law in Gulfport, Florida. On July 27, 2018, he received an honorary Doctor of Strategic Intelligence degree from the National Intelligence University in Bethesda, Maryland. And on June 26, 2015, he was inducted into the United States Army Military Intelligence Hall of Fame. He was inducted into the Army ROTC National Hall of Fame on June 10, 2016. Welcome, General Burgess.
Thank you for that. If I'd gone seriously, I'd normally cut that off. That was another life, but thank you very much. Can you hear me okay back there?
Yes.
Normally, I don't have a whole problem. First of all, on behalf of Dr. Goosh, I'd like to welcome y'all and thank y'all for being here. Not only to the folks that are going to present, but also to those of you from the Auburn University campus and part of Auburn University that are here to learn a little bit more about some of this. I guess the reason I'm supposed to be welcoming you is because I'm a veteran. I'm still debating on whether I transitioned successfully, quite honestly. It's an interesting move, coming from the military, coming into, especially an educational setting. There are days I think I got it about right. There are days I sit there and wonder, did I make the right choice? At the end of the day, I did. Normally, military people will tell you, and probably what you're going to hear a little bit today, military people generally bring certain core values out of the military, unless they got put out for the wrong reason, and then they shouldn't be on a hiring list to begin with, quite honestly. But generally speaking, those that have served honorably should have a skill set and a set of values that would certainly contribute to what it is we do here at Auburn University. Most of us that have served, you go through some sort of transition. The military has gotten better at doing that. I flunked transition coming out of the military. The way it works for general officers is a little different. Generally speaking, when you make brigadier general in the military, they tell you to go ahead and go to the transition course to get yourself ready. I didn't go as a 1-star. I didn't go as a 2-star because I thought I was so busy. I finally went 2 months before I retired as a 3-star. So, and what they tell you in those courses basically is When a military person retires, and you think about it, you basically think about two things. You retire to a job, or you retire to a location. Those are really the two buckets that military folks generally look at. There may be some ancillary things that flow into that, family situation and other things that flow in, but they really do kind of fall out. For me personally, it fell out that I was going to retire to a location. I knew after 38 years in the military that when I retired, I was coming home. I had graduated from Auburn University. I'd led orange and blue my entire military career. Most of my friends, people that worked with me and for me, knew that. And so I just happened to hit the best of all worlds. Knew I was coming back to this place. Auburn came to see me about 2 months before I retired and said, we'd like for you to come to Auburn. We're not sure what we want you to do, but we would like for you to come to Auburn and see if you can help us connect with Washington, D.C. and doing some stuff. And then some of you have heard my joke. I fell asleep at a meeting and I woke up as the Chief Operating Officer or Executive Vice President. And so here I am doing that. But at the end of the day, I appreciate your being here, your interest in learning more about this. Auburn is definitely and has always wanted to be a military-friendly school, whether that be for the active side of the house or the retired side of the house, or those that have served and are now looking for what it is they want to do in the future. Lee County and Auburn-Opelika area are certainly in that mode also. And as I said, since I am probably very biased on this, I think veterans bring a skill set that we should look at. I wish I could stand here and tell you that in every case, in every veteran we've hired, it has worked out perfectly for the university and been a win-win. That's not the case. Remember, your military that serves is nothing more than a reflection of society at the end of the day. We have other people that come into the university that don't necessarily progress and move forward either. But those numbers are very small, and just as they are on the military side, for those that come in and serve, they're very small. But take advantage of today, ask whatever questions of the different experts that we're going to have and that sort of thing. But more than anything, I appreciate, as a veteran, the fact that you are here and showing interest in what it is that makes them a little different and why we would want to bring them into our fold as employees at Auburn University. Before I step down and turn it back over to the esteemed group, any questions for me from anybody here? Anytime I speak, I always want to give it, whether employees or others, with everything going on at Auburn University, now's your chance to hear from the horse's mouth. If you want to ask a question, I won't dodge it. If you got something that's on your mind about what's going on in and around Auburn. If you don't, we can talk about the CIO and we can talk about Jim O'Connor and how things are down there in the IT shop. I'm kidding, Jim. I'm poking on him. We have a going thing. Since I'm Army and he's Air Force, Putz Navy, I tell the Army accepts them as services, and that is credible service. If you serve in the Air Force or the Navy. And I'll even take a jarhead once in a while as a Marine. Hurrah. Any questions or comments? Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a blessed day.